Hi, guys. Welcome to Production Thursday. Continuing on with classes. All right, this is part two. I'm going to do a real quick recap of part one. Classes are always outside of main. Sometimes they're in different files altogether. But this class is the class, like I said several times, is like a template, is like specifications, is like a blueprint. All right. In this one, I have a class book. And inside the main, I'm going to make three different books. I'm going to make book one, book two, book three. These are three totally different objects. The style for writing, to putting things inside of one of the classes is similar to that of structs. Book one dot title equals the stand. Book one dot author equals Stephen King because both of those are strings, and book one dot pages is equal to 1300. Use the same conventions for cout. Hit Windows Debugger. And there are the three things inside of the book one object. All right, I'm going to use these in a few minutes, so I'm just going to highlight them out. We're going to talk about the first thing I had planned, and it's called the constructor. All right. It's good practice, even if you don't use your constructor to do something, to put a constructor in. Constructor is just the name of the class, so it's book, with parentheses. And in this case, I'm going to leave or put in curly brackets. All right. Just to show you, I'm going to get. All right. This constructor, you can see, is totally empty. I'm not passing it any arguments, and I'm not having it do anything. And that's just like any function almost. This isn't a function, but it's the same thing. You can pass it items, or make it do something. And I'm not making it do anything. So if I run this, you can see there's the stand because I went and I still made a book one. Then I put book one dot title. Then I seed it out. So you see, it still works fine, empty like it is. All right, you can do things with the constructor that are kind of cool. Right now, I'm just going to see out that every time see out a line, I'm going to put object complete. All right, now what I did here is every time somebody makes a book, and you can name, I named it book one, book two, book three. I could have named it anything. I could have named it book comic, book romance, book adventure, anything like that. Anytime that I make an object, because of this constructor, if it's successful, it's gonna see out object completed. So you see I've got three books, so I should have three object completeds when I run this. There you go, object completed. All right, so for this one, let's let me show you some other things it does. All right, I'm going to put title. This is sort of like an empty book. I'm going to put a title. No title. Author. No author and pages equals no pages. Okay, so I'm just going to make it where you concentrate on book one. All right. Whoops. I can't make that no pages. It's got to be 0 because it's an int. Don't know what I was thinking. All right. So I'm going to make a book one. All right. And I'm going to see this out. I'm going to, all right. Here's what's going to happen. Book one, inside of every book, every time I make a no book, it's going to start fresh with no title, no author, pages 0. Then I make the book one. Then I want to get rid of these. And then I want to see out the 3 things. All right. Making book one. Then I'm going to see out book one title, book one author, book one pages. All right. Going to run it. No title, no author, 0. That's because I put it in the body of the constructor. All right. If I want to, all right, I can overwrite this real easy. Book.title equal the stand. I run this. The stand, but no author and 0 pages. I get rid of these other 2 and I just overwrite the constructor. The constructor is just like a blank slate that you can actually put something, write something out of. So now the constructor makes everything no title, no author, 0 pages, but I've overwritten that, and now the stand, Stephen King in 1300. Okay. Show you what else the constructor can do. All right, I'm gonna blow all this out of here for now. So you can pass things to the constructor, and this makes things easier. So I'm going to pass this let's see, just like everything else inside the parentheses, things can be passed. I'm going to pass it a string, and let's just keep it a string t. I'm going to pass it another string a. The t's for just keeping things simple. The t, think of it just for title, the a for author. Then I'm going to send it an int for p. Right? Then once in there, I'm going to make t equals title, the t that it receives. I'm going to make a equal author, and I'm going to make p equal pages. All right. Now I'm going to call book one, except this time I'm going to put the parentheses on there, and I'm going to make this, I'm going to send it stand, and I'm going to send it Stephen King, and I'm going to send it 1300. Okay. So look at what I'm doing. I made a book. All right. I'm calling it book one. I'm sending it these values. Let me get rid of this so this works right. Okay. Go back to what I was just saying. I'm making a book. I'm calling it book one. I'm sending it The Stand, Stephen King, 1300s. It's going to our class, our template, our blueprint, our specifications. All right. It's going to take it in. It's going to it's going to assign T to title, A to author, P to pages, and then I'm going to print the three of them out. This step here replaces all of this code here. Think about it like that. This code here, all right, inside the parentheses, replaces all this code. Doesn't look like much, but when you get a really big class, this looms large. So watch what happens. The Stand, Stephen King, 1300. Okay, I can do that with all three books. All right, just my parentheses, send these to it. Then the constructor actually does all the work. One thing, and this won't make sense now, but you'll notice we can use multiple constructors that do different things. But I just wanted you to see that we can send an empty constructor. We can have a constructor that just prints out, okay, we've made a class, and then we can actually send stuff to the constructor to go ahead and populate it with relevant data. All right. Another thing I just still want to point out, okay, well, look at all this. I've made this. I can change it. All right. Book one dot pages equals 1000. So I've made it with 1300, but here, even before we go to print it, I'm going to change it to 1000. And it's changed there. Okay, this is one, I really can't stress this enough. I mean, just watching this video and getting your 80 or 100% and waiting till the next class, this isn't much code. It really isn't. I mean, I'm hoping you're taking notes, but I'd suggest you type this in and play with it a little bit. You only learn this stuff by doing. This whole thing with classes is going to continue to get bigger. There's going to be more and more information. This whole lesson was dedicated to just the constructor. Next time, I think we'll do either functions or the destructor. There's a destructor that kind of does just the opposite of what we just did. But I want you all to understand this. I guess that's it. All right, guys, you have a good Thursday. I'll see you all on Friday. I'm making this on Wednesday night, hearing a lot of rumors that we'll be able to get rid of masks sometime in the very, very near future. Hoping that's the case. But y'all have a good Thursday, and I will see you all on Friday.